Hey guys, welcome back to my show. In today's episode, we'll be talking about how to be productive while writing. We'll be doing a book talk and an author talk. Now, as you all know, Christmas is going to be coming up and it's going to be coming up in December, and December is almost here. So, in the month of December, I will be doing a little bit Christmas themed stuff around the Christmassy time, or so like maybe around the 25th, somewhere around there. I will be doing that, so you can stay tuned for that later on. Anyways, let's jump right into this episode. So, number one, how do you be productive while writing? Okay, so my number one tip would be try out different kinds of writing styles. Like, let's say you're in a writer's block. Now, writer's block will not happen to you if you're productive enough. So, my number one thing for you guys would be try something new every single day. Every single day, try set maybe 10 minutes or 5 minutes, just a little bit of time just to write. You can just keep 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and then later on, if you feel you can do more, you can increase your time. The other thing is that the second tip I have for you guys is try the Pomodoro technique. That's an amazing technique. It's like you do 20 minutes or 10 minutes of writing, take a break, and then 20 minutes again, or 30 minutes, or whatever your timing is. Now, the thing's called Pomodoro timers, which you can use, and they're amazing. You can just search up Pomodoro techniques timer, and then you'll find all those timers, and you can use that. But if you do not have access to that, or you cannot find it, even when you search for it, you can just use your timer or stopwatch, or even if you have an Apple phone, you can just use your timer from your phone and set it for how much ever time you want to write, keep breaks and all of that. The third thing is try out other writers' routines. Maybe you might find a routine of theirs which might work for you, and then you can see which routine out of the few routines you picked out from your favorite authors, or famous authors from the past, future, not from the future, from the present. Try that and see which one you have the most word count with and the most interesting parts coming from. But mainly focus on the quality, since that's how it's supposed to be. But then again, if your first draft is never perfect, because if it is, then there's something wrong. So in that case, basically you should make sure you try, experiment, and then look and see which writer's routine works for you, and maybe even create your own writer's routine on the way. Now, if you guys have been listening to my episodes and have tuned in for every single episode, even close to every single one, or plan to do so, you should definitely check out my episode where I talked about me trying out other writers' routines. You can see that it's amazing. It's kind of basically what I'm talking about. If you want to get a more brief idea of what I mean by experimenting and trying other authors' routines, you can listen to that episode and you'll get a more elaborate idea on what it is. But just in case you do not want to go and listen to that, I can just tell you now. So basically in that episode, all I just said was that I tried writing. I did not include that in that episode though. I tried Stephen King's method, and it didn't go that well because he woke up really early, so it was kind of hard to adapt to his learning environment and his kind of schedule. So that one I did not get many words, and I got only 700 or around that number. And then I tried Alice Munro's method, and I got around 1,000 words because her method was a little easier and it did not have a lot of complexity to it. So I thought it would be easier for me to use that, adapt to it, and then change it up a little. Now, since I do school and everything, I cannot do it on weekdays. So what I do is, whenever I'm trying these kind of challenge kind of things where I challenge myself to try other authors' writing routines, I either do it on a weekend or when there's a holiday, because holidays are the days when you have more time to do it, and the weekends as well if you're not going anywhere. Now, the other tip I have is to be productive while writing. To be productive, you have to just sit on your desk and start writing. So until you don't sit, you won't know how to even get stuff on your paper, because until you don't write, you won't have anything to edit later on. And that's like a quote I picked up from Jodie Pickle, who always says you cannot edit a blank page, which is true, because you cannot edit a blank page since it has no words on it. So that's why I'm saying that you should definitely just sit yourself on your chair, stay glued there for some time, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, how much ever you can, and just start writing. Now, there are a few more steps, but I feel that you should also keep an accountability partner. I myself have not got an accountability partner yet, but I use my whiteboard and my calendar and all of that as an accountability partner, so I can set reminders, to-do lists, and all sorts of things, so I remember my deadlines, what I'm doing good, what I'm not doing right, and those kind of things. So if you want to do it that way, you can, or if you want a real person to help you and be accountability partner who is pushing you in your hard time, where you don't want to write, but you want to, but you do not have the courage to continue writing for whatsoever reason. That's what the accountability partner is, so that they account you for what you're doing. That's another thing. Now, November is going on, so for the people who really enjoy writing, which I'm sure all of you do because you've been tuning in, unless you've been tuning in just for the reading books, that's all right as well. But if you all are here for writing, or even both, a huge suggestion would be to do the Young Writers Program, the young version of NaNoWriMo. But so basically, if you're under 12, you can do YWP, which is a Young Writers NaNoWriMo program. But if you're above the age of 12, 13, 14 and above, you can do the actual NaNoWriMo, the one which adults do. Just be careful on the forum and do not get too active in the forum, but you can continue updating word count and status, and when you finish your 50,000 words or how much ever goal you've set for yourself, you can get your winner t-shirt. That way you're accountable and everyone knows that you're working on a novel or working on something that you want to complete. Now, if you don't want to participate in NaNoWriMo, but you want to use NaNoWriMo's tracker where it says how much time it will take for you to finish your work, you could just use that and just put in your things and tell your title, or maybe if not decided ones, you can just keep it as the untitled. Put your word count, your goal for when you want to finish it, and then put your description. And if you want, you can even put your cover image in there, if you want cover for your book or novel or whatever you're writing. And yeah, that's the way to do it. So that's it about the tips I have for you guys. If you have any questions, you can always feel free to voice message me by going to the top right corner of my Anchor page. Now, if you're listening from Spotify, you will have to go to Anchor to do the voice messaging. But nonetheless, you can always find my Anchor page by going to Spotify directly and then click on the link on the side. Anyways, let's move into the book talk. Today's book talk is not on a reading book, it's on a writing, kind of like a writing book, but not quite. It's called 300 More Writing Prompts. This book is by Piccadilly and it's amazing. It's self-explanatory, so basically it's writing prompts, fun writing prompts what do you think is the best use of your time? What is your idea of the perfect summer? Create an indoor Olympics for your home. Compare a sense of humor to 3 things and describe why you chose them. There are all sorts of fun prompts you can write to, and it's really fun. Especially if you're not working on a big project, you can just use that just to write a little bit every day, and then maybe slowly may build upon that and then actually start writing stories, poems, novels, screenplays, ballads, vignettes, whatever you want, or even prose actually. Now let's move on to the author talk. Today's author talk is on Cindy Callahan. She is an amazing award-winning author of 11 mill-grade novels, including Just and Magic, Just and Magic 2 Potion Problems, which were made into an Emmy-nominated Amazon original series. Now it is in its fifth season and distributed worldwide via Nickelodeon. She's well known for the best-selling Lost in books, Lost in London, Lost in Paris, Lost in Rome, in Hollywood, and Lost in Ireland. Her Agatha Award-winning standalone, Sydney McKendy Knocks Them Dead, sells out every year around Halloween. Her 2020 book Saltwater Secrets, which is nominated for an Agatha Award, won Delaware Press Association and National Federation of Press Women's Awards, and 2 International Book Awards, is set up by a major studio. Her upcoming books, The Girl Who Ruined Christmas, which is going to be released in October 2021, which means it is already released, and the book called My Big Heart Shaped Fail, which will be releasing next year in September, are actively being shopped to producers, networkers, and streamers, along with Cindy's robust portfolio of original features and series. She's a Jersey girl at heart. Cindy lives in Delaware with her family and rescued pets. Now, as I mentioned earlier, her book, Just and Magic, had turned into a Amazon original, which means you can just search up Just and Magic and you can find all the Just and Magic season if you have an Amazon Prime account where you can watch the show. Now, if you don't, you can always get a subscription for it or a free trial and see it. There are other ways to see it, but I'm not sure about those. But it's a great show. I've watched all season. They're amazing. But again, the books are always good. You should try reading the books if you want. I recommend actually doing both. The show is as good as the book. Somewhat the book is a little better in my opinion, because the book really conveys and shows emotion really well, and so does the season. Amazing characters, amazing show. I'm not gonna give any spoilers, but if you've read the book already, then that's great. You will probably be knowing and be more interested on seeing the Just and Magic show if this is new to you. Anyway guys, that's the wrap up for today's episode. I hope to see you all tune in for next time's episode. Bye guys, and have a nice time.